Your intent, your life purpose, and your mental state will determine whether you thrive or succumb in the upcoming AI era. Once faced with all of the convergence that AI is bringing to the table, before we can change the world with AI, ride the new trends, and be creative and effective in this sweeping era of technological change, we need to ask ourselves, what is all this for? Because we really need to be clear about how we're going to use these technologies. They're a technology like anything else that can be used for good or bad. Are you going to use it to scam people, or are you going to use it to make society a better place? And that changes the entire approach. A big part of this course is to prepare you mentally for possible AI anxiety, possible worry about losing future jobs to AI, feeling irrelevant in face of this evolving technology, the almost quasi-impossibility to keep up with so much technological change on so many fronts. Intent and purpose shine through. I remember when I was working in media, we decided to cater one of the channels to single mothers with kids, provide an environment where they would have a fun time. And I didn't have all the budget in the world that I wanted. I didn't have all the production money, and I didn't have all the programming money to buy all the things that I would have loved to buy. But the intent was there, and it showed through the programming decisions, through the social media postings, through the digital strategy. The intent shines through. It always does. So you need to be very clear about your intent. It's going to bleed into the code. It's going to bleed into the algorithms, bleed into data bias. So you need to figure out, why are you doing all these things? Why are you making all these investments? Is it just to make another buck? Be careful, because data will rat you out. And if it's not you making the world a better place, it's going to be some other app that's going to figure out how beneficial or not your product or service is to society. Guard dog apps are going to be appearing and flourishing because they're going to be able to check and double check and triple check if the things that you're letting into your life are as good as they advertise themselves to be. So be careful. Make sure you got a clear intent, a clear purpose. There's an expert called Simon Sinek. He's basically all about the why, leading from the why. He says that the what and the how, those are our outer circles of the why. And the best companies in the world, Steve Jobs and those types of folks would do it, is you're leading from the why. You're giving people a sense of purpose, and that's why they want to work for you. That's why they want to work for you. There's also Dan Pink, who has a great talk about motivation and carrots and sticks. And he says in the world where, he talks about a candle problem, which basically is a complex problem. In the world where we have a solution and we need to implement it, carrots and sticks work great. Go ahead and do the carrot and stick thing. But in a world where it's uncharted territory, where you're figuring out new things, new technology, new landscape, where you need to have a lot of flexibility and able to adapt quickly and come up with solutions and iterate, rewrite, and redesign on the fly. And in those cases, the carrot and stick method actually backfires. Carrot and sticks actually make it slower to respond. And he has a ton of data to prove it. So at the end of the day, what are you going to do? The only way to motivate them is through purpose and intent and autonomy, promising that this is how they're going to take control, giving them autonomy, not micromanaging them, letting them take decisions, letting them take risks. It's not the data that will get you to the other side of the curve. It's the risk taking. That's the key. It's the risk taking. So you need to build, even large companies need to be built very entrepreneurial style. You need to be able to let people make bets, make bigger bets, and take risks, and have time to take risks. The famous Google, they give you 20% of your time to work on other stuff, and that's where a lot of their innovations have come from. That's the kind of stuff that you will need going forward to motivate and to be able to ensure that you get the success that you need facing these very complex situations and very uncertain landscapes.